Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Mushroom Supplies, and today we're going to look at the Topoint Vigor. Now, when I'm going to do this review, I'm actually going to do it with the luxury package that comes from Topoint. Now, Topoint's a Chinese company, and they produce a lot of bows, and they produce lots of bows for lots of companies. So this is pretty much their top of the line hunting bow. It's rated at 350 feet per second. It's got lots of modern technology in it, so we're going to look at that. Now, this is a luxury kit, so it comes with a hard case, it comes with 12 carbon arrows, it comes with a thumb release aid, which I'm not going to shoot, I'm going to shoot my normal back tension release aid. It comes with this stabilizer, which has got a harmonic dampener, which is very similar to your sort of Matthews style stabilizer. It comes with a wrist strap, comes with a drop away arrow rest, comes with a micro sight, so a micro adjustable extension sight, peep sight, D-loop, and this is all fitted. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that I found the peep sight too close to the D-loop, so I had to move it up with these little knots here. I just moved those up with my fingers, and you can probably see the knots have started to separate, so you may have to retie those when you move it and adjust it, so you may have to retie the peep in. The D-loop was not at 90 degrees, so I had to just slide that down. When you adjust the draw length, you're going to have to adjust the drop away arrow rest, which is here. This looked pretty good just straight out of the packet. Now, the draw length in this bow, I'm just going to read off this little tag here, is adjustable from 30.5 inches to 26.5 inches with a rotating module here. Now, I've actually drawn this bow back and it feels short for me. Now, if it's 30.5, that means E would be 30.5. It means D would be 29.5, and C would be 28.5, and I'm about 28.5, so I'm going to leave it at that. Now, Ibo Specs are at 30 inches. I think 70 pounds, so we never get Ibo Specs. I normally test at 60 pounds at 29 inches, so this bow is going to be a little bit shorter in my opinion. This is a 60 pound bow. Now, the mass weight of this bow is 4.3 pounds, so it's meant to be light. It feels a little bit heavier than that. Axle was 29.5, brace height was 6, 75% let off. They rate this bow at 350 feet per second. That's the look I give when I don't believe anyone who says 350 feet per second. Now, the riser itself is machined alloy and it looks really nicely finished. Machine limb pockets. These are your American golden glass limbs, which is what's fitted to all the company's bows. The cams are machined, they look nice. They're a twin cam system with a yoke system similar to what you see on a Matthews. Now, I think Martin was the first one to kind of use this system, but it's a pretty standard system. The swing arm's different on this. So this is very much like a bear. So it's got a roller system here, and this will swing out. So let's just zoom in there. Now, you can adjust this. You can move it up, move it backwards and forwards with these little positions here. Now, that's a bit unique. I don't think Bear did that, and I think that's a pretty cool function. Whether you need it to be swinging or not, that's a whole nother question, but it's pretty cool. Comes in camo, comes in black. The graphics look good. Price point on this bow, I think with the whole luxury kit, so that's everything you see here, hard case, 12 arrows, release aid, thumb release aid. Thumb release aid is about $100. Hard case is 130. I think it's 840 bucks Australian. Cheap as chips. So it's a pretty good thing. Now, as far as whether whisket or drop away, I think drop away is probably a little bit more advanced. I find whisker biscuits a little bit quicker to set up and a little bit easier for beginner. So the arrows we do the chronograph testing with are gold tip velocities. They're a 400 spined arrow. They're 29 inches. They weigh 327 grains. They've got a 90 grain point with pins. So at 350, this should be pumping out about 320. It's not going to do anything near that because I've already drawn this bow. Now, first off, explain to you what it draws like. So it starts off pretty solid, and I can't really feel it building up. Now, I can feel it kind of dropping off now. It's dropping, and then it's dead solid here. So I'm going to let that down. This is a 60-pound bow. I don't even believe it's 60 pound. You're probably going to say, well, you should have a bow scale to check that. Well, it may be 55, but it's got 60 pounds on the limbs, and this is fully wound up. So look, if you don't produce a 60-pound bow and it's a 60-pound bow and you're doing a review on it, not my problem. And yes, I should probably put a scale on it, but it feels like about 53, 54 pounds to draw. It's easy. The draw cycle's as good as anything else in the industry, but it's not a 350 feet per second bow. Let's shoot it through a chrono and see if I'm right. I'm going to guess a speed through the chronograph at about 280. It needs to be about 320 to be a 350 bow. It's going to be 280 through chronograph. .287 it says, but it flagged an error, so let's just do that again. What I'll do is I'll reset the chronograph. And let's just try it again, because that might have been a reading from the last bow I did, because it did flag an error. But the draw cycle, like this is peak here, and I can just hold it. It's not registering the speed, so I'm going to try that again. Bow, like, it's quiet to shoot, it's nice to shoot, there's no vibration, easy bow. The grip's nice. Still getting errors, so I'm going to have to do the speed chronograph later. I think it's because the sun's setting. I'm not getting the setting through the machine. I'll just try it again. Not getting light through the machine. So as far as this bow to shoot, it feels great. Like absolutely as good as any bow I've ever shot. The draw cycle, the vibration, the noise, fantastic. It's not 60 pound. It's not, and it's not 350 feet per second. 350 feet per second is a hard bow to shoot. But hopefully I'll be able to do that tomorrow. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to 18 and see how well I group with it. Now generally when I group, I normally don't have a peep sight, I normally don't have a stabilizer, I normally have a more basic sight, I normally don't have a peep sight. But let's see how this groups. I think I'll group okay. I don't think I'll group as good as probably some of the bows because it's 6-inch brace sight, but I think I'll group okay. So let's go and see. So I'm back here at 18 meters, I'm ready to shoot and test how it goes. Now, so I've shot a few arrows. Now one of the things that happened was this drop away arrows has got micro adjustment on the side here, that bolt there to move it up and down. This was basically loose and the RRS fell off when I was practicing, trying to get my sight set. So I've had to resight the bow. I think they're going to go in the middle. I actually haven't hit the middle yet. So what I found with the 6-inch brace sight, I got a little bit of the shakes, but it's pretty good. Like it feels really nice to shoot. The bow feels short. Like I said, I think it's 28.5. Based on the draw lengths which they give, it feels like 28 inches to me. I'm comfortable at 28.5. So let's sort of see how we shoot. Now to start off with, I'm going to say I hurt my back at the start of this week. I haven't been shooting. I've been in massive amounts of pain, and I've been shitty all week. Because I've just been in so much pain. I've been at work every day, and yeah, I've just been like not coping. The bow itself feels fantastic to shoot, and I don't know if that's part of the stabilizer or what. The stabilizer to me looks like a good quality stabilizer, but it feels really good. The arrows I shoot are Victory VAPs, just because they're really solid. I've been shooting for about 2 years. I haven't found anything to shoot better, and these are pretty affordable. I think these are going in the middle. I'll just stand it back a bit so you can sort of see the bow a bit more. What I might try is I might try some without the stabilizer to see what it feels like. Now with the Topoint package, there's some people who do a luxury kit which is different to this. Like, it doesn't have this stabilizer, it doesn't have this sight. So I'm going to try it without the stabilizer. It's good quality stabilizer. Unfortunately this is going to wobble around a bit, so the bow slings has got nothing to hold on, but I just kind of interested to see how much more stable how less stable it holds without the stabilizer on there. Look, I don't know where that arrow went. We'll fire one more. To me, it holds just as stable without the stabilizer. To me, when people come in the shop and they say stabilizer, no stabilizer, I say a stabilizer probably adds about 3% to the overall score. So the more weight you have, the longer the stabilizer, the more stability it gives you. So look, it feels great without the stabilizer. I'm going to put the stabilizer back on because this is just a bit annoying how it's loose. So yeah, so I hurt my back and I may have hurt my hip. Don't ask me how I did it because I've got no idea. It might have been unpacking the shipping container. But I was doing squats and I don't do much weight. I just feel a twinge and it's just like, ow. So I stop straight away. When you have pain, stop. And it's just like painful. I feel like I want to put this on the other way. But when you own a business, you still got to go to work, right? So you don't get this sick leave stuff. Now this is a bit of a problem. So there's the sling. You can't put it that way because this little bar's in the way. So you've got to put it the other way. You've got to put it like the other way. It's a nice looking stabilizer. I really didn't feel much difference in shock with or without the stabilizer. But not a bad, like, it looks good. Let's just shoot a couple more shots. Now Topoint do a whole bunch of bows, target bows, hunting bows, beginner bows, and they're priced at below the American stuff. But like, this is machine riser, metal in pockets, good cams, good cam system. You don't have that backup service that you have with the American product, that lifetime, warranty. But price point is pretty good. And this bow, honestly, it feels as good as anything I've shot. I normally prefer bows that are 33 inches, and I prefer like 7-inch brace heights that hold a little bit more stable. This feels really nice to shoot. It's interesting, so I'm in the shop and I'm standing on my feet all day. It's where my leg goes into my hip, whereas where it hurts, like in the joint, and it just kills because I'm standing, I can't sit. If I'm walking, it's not too bad, like it's constant pain, but if I'm just standing, it kills, and that's all I do all day is stand. So it's like, oh. If I lie down, like I'm still in pain, but it's not as bad lying down, obviously. But when I shoot, this is the first time I shot, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it at all, but I think it's because I'm focusing on the shot. I feel it after the shot, I feel it before the shot, but I'm not feeling it during the shot. And I haven't been shooting because I didn't want to. I was literally in so much pain, I was struggling to walk. Anyway, last one. Look, beautiful bow to shoot. Really, really nice. Cams look nice. I think the bow looks cool. But it's not one of your mainline brands. It's not a Hoyt, it's not a PSE, it's not a Matthews, it's not an Elite. It's Chinese. And you don't get the brownie points that you get with rocking up with a new Matthews and showing your mates, or a new PSE and showing your mates. But it's not bad. It's pretty good, and lots of technology in this bow. Like these little things here, these are good. And the way it fits into the riser here, it's nice. The limb pocket actually fits. The limb pocket actually fits into the riser, which is good. The finish is good. I can't fault the finish at all on this bow. So let's go and see how it shot down there. So this is my grip down here. You can see I've got one left and one right. I don't know if that was with or without a stabilizer, but the group in the middle is as good as anything I've shot with any target bow. As good as any. I mean, if I could shoot that with my target bow, I'd be happy. So, and this is a hunting bow where the draw length's too short for me. 30 inches axle with 6-inch brace height. I'm shooting like that with a Chinese bow. Like, you know, you rock up with this at a club, and you're beating people who've got bows that are $2,500. It's very impressive. The grip is nice. It's nicely rounded. It's as comfortable. It's very similar to a PSE grip. So if you're familiar with a PSE grip, I shoot a PSE Supra. Very similar width, very similar shape. If you shoot a Hoyt, it's slightly wider. Matthews are a bit unique in the grip, so it's not like a Matthews grip. The other toe point grips are very much like a Matthews grip. The Elite grip starts off thin, goes wider. This is the same distance all through. Which other bows? Similar to a Bear grip. But a very comfortable grip. Now they also do these, I'm pretty sure they'll do them in colours. Topoint do like blues and reds and greens and purples and a whole bunch of colours, and I don't know if they do this bow in colours, but I'm pretty sure they would. I wouldn't have brought it in colours. I would have brought this bow in camo and black because it's aimed at the hunting market. But really, I'm impressed. Now I'm going to say a couple of things about, like, this is an extension sight. They priced it around 80 bucks. This is Chinese extension sight. Now I would generally say, you know, the $30 sight I put on the kit, is it worth upgrading? I'm going to say generally not. It's 50 bucks extra, but it does have micro adjustable. It's micro adjustable up and down, left and right, so you can do that. It's got a better thing here. You can see the lights go on, lights go off, and it's got varying, you can see the brightness. It's got various brightness settings, so it's a better sight light that comes with a normal kit. The extension bar is good because you can move this in or out to change your focal distance, to change the distance between the peep and this here to make sure they both line up correctly. Dropaway RRS versus Whisker Biscuit, look, whatever. Not a big deal for me. The stabilizer is cool. It comes with a $100 release aid. It comes with 12 carbon arrows, which are an average grade carbon arrow. They're $5 an arrow, you know. They're not as good as their $5 carbon arrows, so let's say they're $4, so let's say about $48 worth of carbon arrows. Comes with a hard case, which is about $130. Pretty good kit for $840, $850. In fact, like, would I buy one of these? Absolutely I would, for a recreational shooting, because this is pretty much as nice as any bow I've shot. I think it'd be stable. Now, the reason I wouldn't buy this bow, for me, like, I'm going to buy this bow for me if I want either a hunting or a 3D bow. For a 3D bow, I'm going to want more speed. So I'd probably be looking at more of your $1,500 bows, and I'd probably be looking at American. And for me, the difference between, let's say, a $600 bow and a $1,500 bow, even though it's a big amount of money, $1,000, it's a bow I'm going to hold on to. I'm going to shoot, and this is all I do. I work and shoot, much to my girlfriend's disappointment. This is what I do. I shoot bows. So for me, I would probably be more likely to buy the $1,500 bow, or even the carbon bow if I was hunting. But this thing, I think it looks awesome. It's a nice recreational bow. It shoots really well. And if you're on the budget, you know, 95% of customers who come into my store are on a tight budget. You know, they're looking at generally $200 bows or $300 bows. Sometimes I get a person who goes $500 for bows, but this bow to me is substantially better than the other Topoint bows offered. Not that there's anything wrong with the other ones, this just feels better. The draw stops here are bigger, so the wool's more solid. I'm going to say the rise is a bit better, this is a bit better, the accessories are better. It's a better thing. So I would stretch my money from the normal Topoint to this, which might be $100, $200 more, because I think it's that much better. But then if money's no object, I'm going top of the line American to pick up more speed, more adjustability, and that service that if anything goes wrong, they're going to look after me. But I think this is pretty bulletproof, and I'd be more than happy to shoot it. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. That's the Topoint Vigor. It's out now. I think it was released this year, 2020, from Topoint. And they are releasing new bows. Like, they just released a new bow yesterday. Their target one now, I think, in 36 inches. Now, that might mean it's 2 to 3 months away from being seen. But I mean, I'm getting pretty good results from Topoint. Like, their poundage, like this one's a 60 and I think it's 55. But I'm getting good results as far as not having too many problems with them. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and the more you shoot, the better you shoot. Lower stabilizer hole there, that's good when you want to fit a lower stabilizer. So overall, I really like the string stop too. Look how solid that is. I really like it. To me, it's more solid, more, you know, big metal thing on the side here to hold it all in place. It's like 2 Allen keys there to hold it in place. I think it looks cool. I think this looks cool. I think it's a pretty cool looking bow. As long as you don't tell your mates it's Chinese, you're probably okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. So this next day, we're going to try and put the Vigor through the Chronograph. So I had a customer in today and said, well, I never saw your summary of the Vigor bow as far as in a review. And I said, well, actually, I'm actually doing it at the moment. And he said, well, how does it compare to the Bow Madness from PSC? And I said, actually, I shot really well with this last night. I said, I'm not joking. I shot probably one of the best groups I ever have. But I said, the Bow Madness is a great bow. He said, what's the difference in the cams? I said, well, they're both twin cams, both binary cams. And I'm like, they're pretty similar, except with PSE you get that, you know, the backup service of PSE. He said, can I shoot both of them? And I said, sure. Now this bow's obviously cheaper than the Bow Madness, and it comes with all this stuff on it, which we've already mentioned. Anyway, he went and shot both of them. Bow Madness is $850, this is $850 in a complete kit. And he chose the Bow Madness. He said the Bow Madness was better to shoot. And so Now I think the Ibo Manus is easy to shoot, and the reason I think that is because it's the 32-inch bow. But I shot extremely well with this yesterday, so let's see how it goes for the chronograph. ...271 feet per second. Now, when I started this review, I said that this bow felt light, and I said I haven't put it through a weight. I haven't drawn it back on weight. I said it feels like 55. It's a 60-pound bow. I did put it on weight because some people say I don't do enough homework when I do my reviews, and it was 58 pounds. Still feels like 55. Very smooth, easy bow to draw. But this is rated at 350 feet per second. I'm going to say the draw length is probably 28, so 28 and a half. So you could add on 1 inch to that. It's still not a 350 feet per second bow. It's probably more like a 320 feet per second bow, and it feels like it. It's very smooth, very easy to shoot. A nice built bow, but it's not a 350 feet per second bow. The Ibo Manus, to me, from when I can remember, is a more aggressive draw, hence more speed. 32 inches versus 30 inches. The weights are similar in my opinion. I think, you know, this big draw stop here is nice. On the Vigor, I really like that. It's got a yoke system, which the Ibo Manus doesn't have, but don't be surprised if 2021 the Ibo Manus has a yoke system. I'm not saying it does or doesn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. And this sort of swing cable side system, which is cool, and all the kits that this comes with. So when you're looking at a bow, it's not clear cut which way to go, is what I'm trying to say. I have people come into my shop and I'm like, how much do you want to spend? $200 or $1,000? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, there's not a lot of difference. So you pick your bow and just go with it. It'll be fine. They all shoot very, very similar. We'll just shoot one more to make sure that wasn't a dud reading, but I'm sure that will be, to me it felt like 280 feet per second, and if I increase the draw length it would be 280. So ...271 feet per second. Now, a couple of things with this review. It's got a drop-away ARS. Some people say drop-aways are faster than the biscuits. I haven't found that in any of my testing. So overall, to me, this bow feels the same. It feels like a 270. It's got the 2 arrow holes here, which are good, so you can bolt it on twice. It's a nice bow. Topoint Vigor, I really, really like it. I think it's a step up from the other ones. From the other Topoint bows, and I think it's a bow to consider if this is your price budget. If your price budget is $850 for a kit and you're looking for everything included, the arrows aren't much chop, okay, but they're okay. They get you started and then you can buy some decent arrows, but for a kit, pretty good value. I'm Stephen here from Archery Supplies, and the more you shoot, the better you shoot. Thanks for watching. Bye.